a check on everything, please. What is going on, everybody? We'll get everyone situated here. Welcome to the pre-show. Olivia is sick.
Oh, no.
She has laryngitis. And last night during our perusal under the sheets, I must have hit her vocal cords somehow. Or her belly button. One of the two. Don't know what happened. Accidental stabbings do take place. With a phallic nature, but we have never had a sexual injury of this magnitude. Actually, no, she's got allergies or something. I wish it was me. I'm getting a look. Yeah, she's not even entertained, folks. Her voice is shot. So she'll be running computers. Yeah, she'll be running the computers and all that type of stuff, but Ixnay on the showing up to the show. Just FYI. Amy, how we doing?
Great. Super. Could not be.
Listen, I get rid of one, and now I've got another. Come on.
No.
Are you going to be in a good mood tonight? No.
I'm in a great mood. I'm in a great mood. I'm just very I'm just kind of angry at the world today, but I'm in a great mood. I'm happy to be here.
You should love the show. Rumble was having problems. They told us that Rumble was struggling. They were having a problem with uploads, so I don't know. Let me know if Rumble's working. Liv, are we 5x5? Can you put your hand straight out? I'm over here. What's not working? What's not working? I can't hear you. Okay, everything's working. Good. So Rumble might be, Olivia assures me that it's working. It just might have a little bit of lag. She's drinking tea. Yes, Olivia is trying to get better. And we will monitor.
How's that elderberry syrup working?
You what?
I said, how's that elderberry syrup working for y'all?
It's funny. I bought it. I put it on my pancakes. That didn't work. And then this shows you, for a smart guy, I'm stupid sometimes. And then it expired when I got sick. So I was like, damn it. So we need to buy some more. Matt, get her some zinc lozenges. No, I don't think so. If I try to help Olivia, I get the riot act. I get told why she has things that works for her, and I just don't. I try to be helpful, but it doesn't work. So she doesn't want help. Yeah. She goes
great.
Yeah, she goes to work and does her thing and doesn't listen to me at all. All right, everything's working. That's good news.
Yeah, Rumble's working.
Yeah, slow night of getting people on. I think there's some issues with Rumble, but it should balance out. Facebook is weird. For some reason, it keeps saying no, but it is what it is. So I got some exciting news. I got 3 minutes. I need to turn your mic on. Can you hear? Okay. So it's like a deaf mute. It's horrible. Okay.
Oh.
So the good news is, what's going on, Butch? What's going on, everybody? I'm putting your tag in your comments, by the way. So hello, everybody. Good to see you. So Ecamm, this is the software I've been using for quite a while. And I do have to upgrade at some point. Not now. But right now I can record all different audio sources. Like Liv has an audio source, the music is an audio source, Amy's a source, I'm a source. And I can layer that. So if someone's really loud and the other person's quiet, it really helps. Well, the new Ecamm software will also record all video sources independent of each other. So not only will it record this screen but it'll record Amy's screen, Olivia, and myself individually, which is great for when I edit something and I want to zoom in on one of the guests. So it's pretty cool. Unfortunately, you need an M1 Mac for it. Yeah, you need an M1 Mac for that. So I've got an M1 Mac, but it's a MacBook Air, and so I need a new iMac. So that'll happen sometime this year. But actually, it'll happen before that because I've got a couple things that I can get rid of that I don't use anymore for the podcast. But the cool thing is Ecamm now offers Zoom inside of Ecamm. Now, why is that important? Well, because you can actually join on Zoom and see the show and everything about it straight from Zoom. And you don't need to go on a browser anymore. You can do it right from your phone. I can bring in 100 people if I want to. And it's a cool feature. So when we do our new Saturday afternoon, this Saturday with the DUM Club, if you haven't signed up for the DUM Club, go to thedumclub.com. You will be able just to log in with Zoom, and everybody can be imported into Ecamm and this show at the same time. And that's cool. It also works with screen softening to make your features look better, backgrounds, notes, billboard, all that stuff. Everything in Zoom will now work here. I know. I need all the facial. Amy, what you could do is, I can do it too, is we can go in through Zoom and we don't even have to have the app open, and it will immediately put our image up here with all the features that you get from Zoom. We'll talk about it offline, but it is a cool feature. Folks, we'll see you back here in about 3 minutes. Want to welcome the Spreely TV listeners that just came on. We schedule you guys at 7 o'clock. We have a 10-minute 6:50, just a little pre-show. We're going to get the intro. We should be starting around 7:04, and we will get the show started right away.
You're more fucked up than the lies on the evening news. Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, stop offering me. 'Cause I'm everything you want, damn sure what you need. I won't tell no lies, back up on the facts with truth. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's dad.
What's up, everybody? It's Ryan Weaver. I am on the Don't Unfriend Me show, otherwise known as The DUM Show, with host Matt Spear. You guys can find the show at The DUM Show on social media or thedumshow.com.
If you've not had a chance, go to thedumclub.com. You can sign up. Saturday, we've got our first group conversation. It'll be fantastic. Go look at all the benefits you get. Take a peek.
Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
What is going on, Don't Unfriend Me Nation? Amy, welcome to the show. Olivia, you just nod. And there she goes. Aww. She's nodding. Olivia is here. Sick, though. And did you just send me a text, sweetie? Remember, if you want to talk to me, honey, you got to put your hand out directly in front of you. Okay, good. She didn't do it. And she's got laryngitis or something. I don't know. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. So we watched the Avs game last night. It was very, very tense and very stressful. One hell of a game, and Avs came to play and really just kicked the living shit out of the Jets and sent a clear message. They should have won game one. I mean, you don't put up 7 versus Hellebuck, but Hellebuck is not playing well. Georgie he came back. I mean, he allowed 7 goals, and the second game he allowed 2, and he was player of the game. So I haven't seen the defense for the Avs play like that in about a month, and they looked scary good. Yeah, scary freaking good. So anyway, we're here tonight, and we've got some stuff to share with you.
Can I
Amy, go ahead.
Really
What's up?
This is
sister.
This is sports related. I just have to humble brag on my son. I mean, I should have invited you guys Saturday to his game because he was local.
Oh, rugby.
Yeah. They won 84-5. Like they actually called the
rugby?
game. Even though they're like, yeah, they're U12, but I think they called the game early.
How many? Oh my God. That's a few tries. I mean, seriously, 85.
They had 8 tries. Yeah, I think they had 8 tries. And then I don't know how many extra points they got. I mean, these are 12 and under kids.
Somebody had a hat trick. Just saying.
Yeah.
So
it was a fun game. So if we win this weekend, we get to go to the semifinals. We're pretty excited. So humble brag on my son. He's awesome.
I saw Life with Amy on TikTok today. It was great. You look so good. Your show is upgraded and your comfortability level is ridiculous. This show's been good for you.
Absolutely, 100% agree. This show has made me more comfortable, and I've been trying to get back to like my radio voice days as well. I think that's helped, and I didn't post for a year on anything, so I'm kind of pushing it all out there now. So
you're doing great. I mean, I watched it and I was just like, yeah, you've grown. I went back and watched some of your old stuff on YouTube. It's just completely, it's a 180. Well, it's not bad. It's just you've grown. You've been doing this for almost 2.5, almost 3 years. I mean, it's amazing.
Long time. Yeah. Thank you for helping me out with that stuff. Because
you can't. No, you don't get the. No, you don't thank me for anything. I'm thanking you. No, sorry, not going to take it because this is all you, and we appreciate you and love you. I like that you've taken your camera at a different angle. That angle works too. It looks good. It's a slightly different angle. It's keep the accident. It's a good one. So I've realized that this is my best side, and this is actually my non-accident side, because my accident side, I get, these huge divots. So when I came down, this is where I hit the rifle butt. So anyway, we got a lot to cover. Holy crap. I wish Olivia was here for this one. Olivia, here's what's great. This is what you can do. You can text or you can chat and post something that you want to say, and then I'll put it up so everyone can see it, okay? Thanks, honey. God, I love that pot pie. So we got a lot to do. We want to first off say welcome to the DUM Show. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. We have about an hour and 45 minutes to get through all of this stuff, so let's go ahead and get started. The protests going on across the country. First video.
Mostly peaceful.
Yeah, it looks very mostly peaceful. Death to America, folks, if you need a translation. These are going pretty much everywhere across the United States right now. There is nobody free from this, but these protesters decided to go into Texas. And can I tell you, that is a very different reaction from the state of Texas. God, I love my Texas. Here it is. So they were on horseback, and of course the protesters were chanting, saying, "We're not scared of you, dun 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 dun. We're not scared of you." You know what?
It should be.
You should be. You give those Texas guards and some of those Lone Star law men and women the green light, which they have, and you're going to be scared. It comes down to this. What you're doing is you're breaking the law. And I don't mind protests. I don't mind any of those things. In fact, I encourage them. What I have a problem with is that you are shouting death to America in terrorist garb, and you are promoting Hamas, which is as bad and worse than what J6ers did, and they were actually considered enemy combatants of the state. These people need to be considered enemies of the state at this point, because what else can you think? Amy, am I going too far? Is it First Amendment here?
First of all, Kevin Bernard has a question. He says, why are their faces covered with masks? Well, obviously it's because people videotape these, and probably half of the crowd is part of actual terrorist organizations or affiliated with them in some way. And they're probably on a list in the government somewhere, so they can't show their faces. That's my opinion. You probably know better, but
are we talking about the guards? Are we talking about the guardsmen, or are we talking about
I think the protesters. Yeah, I think the protesters.
Well, the protesters are going to wear masks because it's their identity, right? You've said it best. But if you're talking about the guardsmen, there's a few reasons. One is that they've already been throwing fecal matter. They have spit on these officers, but also it also gives a little bit of protection from tear gas if they have to deploy. But they're ballistic shields, and essentially they're not going to stop a round, but they're going to stop rocks and batteries and anything else. So if it's the guardsmen and the officers there, they're wearing blast shield, face shields for that reason. And it's riot gear. It's pretty standard. Right. But the people who are actually doing the protesting are wearing the masks because they're too much of a cowardly group to take ownership of their protest because they know it's wrong. And a lot of these people are being shipped in. They're professional protesters. I mean, they're sitting there recording some of this shit. I was looking with Canon cinema glass. Those are $35,000 lenses. $35,000 lenses. I mean, this is the stuff where you can shoot a movie with them. And they have unbelievable recording equipment. And it puts my system to shame. I could sell every single thing in my room. Amy's been here. She's seen what's in it. And I could get one lens for what they have. And there's 30 or 40 of those people with rigs that are better than anything I've ever carried. So they're funded. We know they're funded. We know this is going on because this is what needs to happen. It's unrest in the United States. And this is the ultimate plan. Amy, go ahead. I want to kick it back to you. You were so nice to answer Kevin. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, freedom of speech is part of our Constitution here, and I absolutely agree with freedom of speech. However, I do not think you should be allowed to, en masse, basically openly threaten the population of the United States. And that's how I see it. When you say death to America, well, I'm an American through and through. I support everything about America. I love our country. And the people who are protesting hate everything for what I stand for. They hate our country. They hate our Constitution. They hate our laws. They hate everything about us. And I think given the chance and the opportunity, they would take us all out in a heartbeat. So I think it's a threat. So I don't consider that to fall in the freedom of speech category. Maybe it's hate speech. I don't know. But I think it needs to be stopped. I do not think this should be allowed.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents there.
Well, we're going to kick it back. Well, I'm tired of it too. Mike Johnson decides to go and set foot in Columbia, not Bogota, but Columbia University, and give a speech. This guy's rich, just fucking rich. You just passed billions of dollars to foreign aid with no border security added in any way, shape, or form. You turned on FISA, and now you're out there and you're going to go ahead and talk about this. I can't say I disagree with what he says, but this guy's all talk. This guy's a complete freaking shill. He's a politician. He looks like he should be in RoboCop 4. And he's the bad guy working for the Detroit PD. Let's listen to what Mike Shill Johnson has to say.
So, thank you all for being here today. We have several members of Congress here, and we're here today at one of America's...
You've got Democrats and Republicans both there to show support for Israel and to condemn these protests. And this just shows you that these people aren't Democrats, that they aren't liberals. They are socialist progressives who believe in what terrorist countries do, and they believe that the United States should fall and ultimately be gone from the world. This is what they believe, because you've heard them say it. Go ahead and take the government down, defund the police, go ahead and get rid of capitalism. And we've heard all of these things. And obviously Mike Johnson here standing at least in solidarity in front of the cameras with Democrats is an interesting thing.
America's preeminent academic institutions on a very important day and a very important time. Throughout history, Columbia students have contributed to the great storybook of America's life and thought. Visionary American leaders like Alexander Hamilton and John Jay and the Jewish leader Gershom Shashis knew the self-evident truth that was at the heart of this country. The
Jewish leader Seamus McGillicuddy, he's fantastic. I got me Lucky Charms, he did. Jeez.
At the heart of this university, and that is that we are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. They should not be infringed. The founders and the great leaders who had come through this institution in the past believed in religious liberty. They believed in democracy. They believed in morality and virtue and the dignity of every human person. They believed in the free exchange of ideas, and they detested mob rule. We are standing here right now on the steps of the Low Library. In this very building right behind us, Columbia University once awarded Winston Churchill an honorary degree, and it was Churchill who said, "It is manifestly right that Jews should have a national home where they may be reunited." We believe in that principle. And today I'm here to proclaim to all those who gnash their teeth and demand to wipe the state of Israel off the map and attack our innocent Jewish students this simple truth: neither Israel nor these Jewish students on this campus will ever stand alone.
Nice message. I'm wondering where the president of the United States is.
He's getting flipped off by kids.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. If this was if this was the William J. Lepedemain School for African Americans, and there was a bunch of Klan Clucker Nazi types who were doing this, you think Joe Biden would be at that school?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right. If it was a bunch of women who, a school full of lesbian, transvestite, African American Mormons,
Who wanted to have abortions?
right, who all had one leg
Yes.
and were albinos, do you think Joseph R. Biden would have showed up there?
Oh, 100%. He has to.
Yeah. Wasn't it that Joe Biden was supposed to be friends with Israel? Didn't he claim that for 48 years in the Senate, saying that he was the best friend that Israel ever had? I'm wondering where he is, because if Florida was truly in play, do you think that Joe Biden would be there to support the Jews?
Absolutely not.
He's not going to lose New York. He's not going to win Florida. So I guess the Jews don't matter this election cycle. That's okay, because black people are all sitting here laughing, because that's the way it is every single fucking election for African Americans in the inner city. We'll go ahead and talk to you. We'll talk at you, but we won't actually show up to your churches. We won't show up to the inner city. We won't even fucking come to your state, Hillary Rodham Clinton, because we think that you black people are so stupid that you're just going to vote for us for the rest of your life. I mean, am I lying?
No, the polls have shown this as well. I mean, black voters have, by and large, they've shifted over to not supporting Biden. I mean, I think a lot of people, not just the black community, a lot of women. There's this one lady who's a lesbian that I like to follow on social media. I think she's hilarious. And she's like, she loves, I won't say she loves Trump. She loves his ideals, she loves his policies, and she's very open about it, and she talks very candidly about Joe Biden trying to skirt the issues and relying on the LBG alphabet community to carry him through, but the population isn't large enough for that. And you might see these people on mainstream media, these outliers, but that's not the majority of our country, thank the Lord. And it's really sad what's happening to Israel. I 100% personally support them. I grew up near one of the biggest Jewish communities in Maryland. Both of my bosses for 15 years of my life are Jewish. I love them. I love everything about the Jewish community. They're wonderful people. I 100% support them. I don't know how anyone can still support Hamas. I won't say Palestine, even though they do support Hamas, the majority of them. But it is truly Hamas that is making these atrocities happen. And I think it's disgusting that anyone would support this. I really do. I truly do not feel in my heart that anyone who says death to America and is pro-Palestine truly has anything in their heart besides hate.
It's either here nor there. You're talking schools that are state and federally funded. And you're talking about having federal and municipal officers that are being impeded from doing their job. That sounds like an insurrection to me. It just does.
Our taxpayer dollars at hard work here.
I mean, come on, if we're going to go ahead and start saying the J6 is an insurrection, okay, all right, I'm not a big fan of it, but if you're going to use those words, then what do you think this is? Because they're not going to stop, and fires and looting and destruction will follow. And all it's going to take is that for one of these stupid videos that actually are fake of Israelis shooting mothers and kids, or them pulling out babies, and just this shit that, they purposely bomb this area. Listen, civilians are dying. We've covered this. Out of all conflicts over the last 100 plus years, and further back than that, Israel has demonstrated the most cautious, surgical warfare in world history. And the ratio of enemy combatants versus civilians is negligible. I know you don't want to hear that. I know that bothers you, and I know you're upset. One baby's too many. Well, So are 67 million babies, and you fuckers don't care about them. So let's stop pretending that you care about Palestinians. What you care about is that it's free reign to hate Jews. And you fucking people have been waiting for this. Muslims and you closet Nazi prick types have been waiting for this. Guys like Jake Shields and Stu Peters and the like are all milking this dry. And you've been waiting for you to just out your hatred for Jews. And congratulations, it's here. And I'll tell you what, man, I don't know about Judgment Day, but I'm telling you this, if you think that it's time to come out and go after Jews and believe in the eradication of Jews, I'm going to tell you that America is going to slap you the fuck down. And you guys may think that there's just no way. I would believe that conservatives and liberals alike are not going to allow this to happen, because we've seen it with the LGBTQ community. We've seen it with the African-American community. People do the right thing. And I don't care what you say, these are Americans. And yes, they have a loyalty to the home of Israel and the state of Israel, because their religion and their identity and that homeland is synonymous with who they are as a people. And I don't condemn them for that. Just like I don't go ahead and condemn the Amish for not joining the military. If you have a certain level of beliefs that stop you from doing certain things that we consider patriotic, then it's time for the other people in this country to stand up and help out and rise up and do your part. We don't say women should go out and be in combat simply because we have a quota issue. If we can do that, then we can understand that there's certain exemptions for certain people who don't want to do things that you consider a must-have for being a patriot of this country.
Yeah. And I might be mistaken, but did you say that you read the Quran once? I've never read it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you probably have a better understanding, because this is a few days ago, I was doing some research on something else unrelated, and they were talking about the Quran and the teachings in the Quran, specifically about the red heifers and that prophecy that's, I guess it's in the Quran. I don't know. I've never read it. And how the Jews are responsible for the destruction of their temple. And then this is why they started this war, because the red heifers were shipped over, but they were discovered, I guess, months ago. I don't know. I'm not following that very closely.
The red heifer represents Jesus Christ, because it's using its blood as a sacrifice, and it's symbolistic with Jesus Christ and the sacrifice on the cross and the blood of Christ. So that's the ultimate comparison.
Okay. So that's what I was reading something again unrelated to anything we're talking about, but it was saying that happened to mention that that's the reason this attack on Israel was started on October 8th, was because of these red heifers. I guess because they were discovered in August or something, and they had to do all their vetting, and then October was the date set to, because of their Bible, or not Bible, their belief in their Bible, the Quran. I don't know. I'm not sure. I've never read the Quran. I've never even attempted, and I don't know a lot about it, but that's just what I heard.
So are you talking about the Quran, or are you talking about the Torah?
I'm talking about the Quran. I mean, and again, this is something I heard. I know nothing about the Quran. I've never read it. I've never even read a page out of it or a passage or whatever. So I know nothing. I just listened to something and mentioned it.
Let me give it to you. I can read this to you, and because I have not spent a lot of time on it as well, but I don't remember that in the Quran. So let me see.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Well, we'll just, here, I got it.
Basically, it was talking about the war and saying that it started because of these red heifers, because I guess that's in the Quran. There's something in the Quran that says when the red heifers are sacrificed by the
like a sign of the end of times.
Yes, it's going to collapse, I guess, a temple that's important to the Muslim community that's on Jewish land or something. I don't know. I wasn't related. So I was listening to
I
this,
just
but
the reason what's throwing me off is when you said the Quran, because I know in Judaism it absolutely is it is synonymous with Judaism.
So maybe I'm
Here's
wrong.
the
Maybe I heard that wrong.
it's okay. It's all right.
read the
Well,
Torah.
this is what we
Never
do
read
here.
that.
We learn together. Listen to this. The concept of the red heifer is significant in Jewish religious tradition, primarily because of its role in ritual purification. It originates from ancient biblical laws and is detailed in the book of Numbers, chapter 19, and it's in the Torah. Yeah, so I remember in the Torah, but not the Quran. According to the Torah, and I've read the Torah too. According to the Torah, the ashes of the red heifer were used in the purification rites for those who had come into contact with a corpse. The heifer had to be completely red without any blemish or physical defect, and it must have never been yoked. The ritual involved burning the red heifer and mixing its ashes with spring water. This mixture, called the water of cleansing, was then used to purify people and objects that became ritually impure through contact with the dead. The red heifer is considered important because in Jewish tradition, the ability to perform these purification rites is essential for maintaining, very similar to the blood of Christ. It's when you Catholic religion with sacramental wine, everything else, and the wafer and communion, all of that. So there are similarities. This was particularly significant in the context of the temple in Jerusalem, where purity was required to perform various religious duties. In modern times, the red heifer is still relevant in discussions among some groups who are interested in rebuilding the third temple in Jerusalem. They believe that the ritual of the red heifer must be reinstated to achieve the necessary state of purity to resume temple services according to the biblical commandment. However, finding a perfectly red heifer that meets the biblical requirements is exceedingly rare, which adds to the complexity and fascination surrounding this ancient ritual. Does that make sense?
Sure. Again, I've never read the Torah or the Quran, and I mean, that makes sense. Yes. But I don't know. We got off on a tangent. I feel bad now. Sorry.
No, because this is what this show is about, is that when we don't know something, we say, I don't know, and we go try to learn. But some people are saying it's Muhammad's teaching. So, well, that's because if you look at the Torah and you look at the Jewish religion, Muhammad was absolutely intricate in Judaism, and it's not a singularity. So when people say Muhammad, I think that's where you can mix the Quran with that, and maybe get cross-reference and cross some references. But either way, I have no idea. I think people, if you look, one of the big talking points right now is the Talmud. And this was the Nick Fuentes thing and the Groypers thing in regards to Jesus Christ is in hell and he's in fecal matter and, he's being defecated upon and forever. And Jesus Christ, the Talmud, like many sects of religion, is the extreme side of religion. Catholics have Opus Dei, which are a very extreme side of religious doctrine.
We don't blame them.
Yeah, most people don't, and the Jews, the Hasidic Jews, and they don't get claimed either. But then you got Christian, which are some of the group, the religious group, not Baptist, but they are what are they called? The Southern Baptist, the ones who did the gay funeral and the military funeral. Will you look it up, baby? So I always forget their name, and people get mad at me and they're like, it's not Southern Baptist. I'm like, I'm not saying I just forget their name. It's like the South Baptist something church, but they're full of racists and homophobes, and every religion has its sect that's way off base. Okay, so we should stop pretending that that's not the case. Just wanted to say, yes, the Westboro Baptist. Yes, that is exactly the Westboro Baptist.
Crazy people.
They're absolutely. Rolling Thunder, the motorcycle group, shut them down and protected a military funeral over them. And they came to picket and say that they're homosexuals and gays. And these people are just the worst. They are just the absolute scum of the earth, is the best way to describe them. I'm looking for something. Hold on.
But circling back to these protests and these college campus protest, if you want to call it a protest, I'm really tired of it. I blame the parents. I do. In a way, I do. I blame
Yeah.
the parents because I think about it, my kids are not even close to going to college, and I don't care if they go or not. If they go, I hope they will listen to my guidance on helping to choose a university they want to attend. I've already told my son if he goes to he wants to be in the military, so I'm like he's 10, so I need to go to an academy. All things
Kathy, thank you for donating. We appreciate it. Folks, you can donate to the Don't Unfriend Me Show. It's how we keep it going and keep it on. Pretty simple. You can tip and donate if you head on over to linktapgo.com/the DUM Show. You'll get your name and lights like Kathy did. We'll say thank you. And remember, if you want to donate and get something back, there are times when it's like, hey, it's tough. I want to give, but I've got I'm on a fixed income. We have the DUM Club, which you can give a monthly fee for different levels of access to quarterly gift boxes, special one-on-ones with the Don't Unfriend Me team, ads-free news, all that type of stuff. If you go and take a look, it's actually quite extensive what you get. Go ahead and take a look and do that. And thank you so much, Kathy, for your donation. Yes.
And
Can I say that? I always go by the name they put because sometimes people don't want me to put their real name. Santana, thank you. I knew it was you, but I don't know if I could say that or not. So you guys, whatever name you want, that's the name you got to put down, and that's what I'll say. But some people yell at me and they're like, dude, I want to be anonymous. Don't, so. Thanks,
hey,
and you were finishing up your statement.
But before I finish my statement, because I actually forgot already, but on your train of thought there, though, I personally give back a part of my commission to veterans. I always donate back for any VA loan, anything like that. I give back for anyone who's a referral from my church and my kids' school. I also give back to our law enforcement, first responders. So if anyone comes to me and needs any real estate, even if you're in another state, I can still connect you with someone else to help you. I will donate a portion of that. I have to figure out what I can do with my boss, but I will 100% donate a portion of that back. So just to the DUM Show, obviously to the DUM Show.
Well, that's amazing. Holy shit. Yeah. That'd be, listen, we want to, I know Leroy and Amy, we're all in it for the long haul. Like we want to make this work and we want it to take off. And what's great is it's when people come in contact with it, they've got great things to say. So we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. I think there's going to be a time coming in the next couple months where people are going to be starving for answers. And I think they'll look for them here because they rely on the credibility. They rely on our honesty and they rely on the ability to get the facts right. And that's one thing we always do here. And when we don't know something, we simply can say, I don't know. It's not a hard thing to do. I just got into it with my son about this as he was writing his DARE paper, and I'm asking him questions, and he can't answer it. I'm just like, dude, I don't know is an acceptable answer. He said, but you always tell me when I'm in trouble, don't say I don't know. And I said, that's completely different. Completely different.
We have the same talks in our house. We don't allow the phrase, I don't know, or I'm not sure. It's like, that's not allowed. There's always a reason. You're allowed to think about your reason, which actually brings us back to, I blame the parents for sending their kids to college campuses completely unprepared for the actual world they're going to live in. College is like a microcosm. Even if it's a giant university, it's still a microcosm.
Yeah.
It's not the real world. And when you get your first real job, especially if you work for corporate America, it's going to be a rude awakening. Maybe not, though. Maybe not these days. I don't know. There's all these, what is it? DEI. What is it? DEI laws and rules now. And OSHA, HIPAA, all the stuff you gotta jump through so many hoops now to work for a corporation. So I don't know. Go into business for yourself. Separately, right? Thanks.
Glenn has a good idea for a t-shirt. It says, did we forgive their student loans before or after they chanted death to America? I kind of like it. Folks, I've been slacking on my shirts, but there really hasn't been any strong things to make a shirt on. So I've been working on the Dumb Club tirelessly, and it's really coming together. And I know people are waiting on emails. I think Terry said that they would be today or tomorrow at the latest. I'm pretty sure tomorrow will be when they go out. And don't worry, no one's going to miss anything. We're very close. We've got the bones put together. The only thing that we're running a little slow on is exclusive content when it comes to Olivia and I want to post some stories in regards to the kids or trials and tribulations we've had, lessons learned, how we have a relationship that's lasted 25 years. I mean, it's hard not to, to get that moniker and to hit that timeline. And, there's some tips and practices that we have. Really good sex. So there's one, but that's not going to be what we're going to talk about. But that's really important for a good relationship. It's absolutely critical. In fact, Olivia and I's relationship deteriorates if we go like 2 weeks. We are in wicked fights. I mean, Liv, yeah, she's over here shaking emphatically. Looks like she's having a seizure, but it's true. And there's other things though. But it's nurturing. It's when somebody feels like they're fat. It's your job not to do the norm. Your job is to find out something beautiful about that person. And if you can't love that person when they put on a few pounds, ask yourself the question, why don't you? And Olivia talks about her scars that she has. BK, thanks for your donation. Appreciate you very much. She talks about her scars from pregnancy, and I'm like, those are battle scars. Those are testaments to what you did to give me our kids. I find them sexy. I think, and I don't care. I've had her at 98 pounds, and I've had her at 165 pounds, and I don't give a shit. You just there's when you truly care about somebody to that level. So we want to kind of put those into some stories and help people understand. But we got to spend some time doing that. That's all.
I love that. I really do, because I follow probably 4 or 5 people on social media platforms that I follow very closely, and I really enjoy when they put out the occasional like deep dive into their personal life. I love watching those. Really do. It makes you feel more connected. I think that's a great idea.
That's what we want to do. I mean, and I think that's what it is. It's things that we normally wouldn't share publicly in detail. We want to kind of journal some of those ideas and have people get to know us at a different level. Plus, it's therapeutic. Angel says, is there any way to pay for your club membership? Yeah, PayPal. What? Why?
What?
Hold on. Why do people have a problem with PayPal? Can somebody tell me why they have a problem with PayPal?
Go tell him to help.
Holy shit. Go get him, Amy. I don't understand. I don't understand why people have a problem with PayPal. I think it's because PayPal said they were going to seize funds. You guys, they did that because people were doing illicit things that they weren't supposed to be doing and garnering money by illicit gains through violence, lies, and things to that effect. And they rescinded it once they put it out there. They were trying to do what was right. Can I just tell you what happened, really? When they did all the J6 stuff, they found that there were multiple people who were profiting off of J6 and misinformation. And PayPal was getting warrants served by the FBI, and they were seizing accounts on a large scale. So in order to cover PayPal's ass, they put this out there to say, if we find this, these are parts of our terms and conditions, and warn people. Is very similar to when that safe company said that they were going to share the code with the FBI. I can't remember the safe company, but I did a show on that, and a very prominent safe company, and they had to disclose it. They had to because they were required to. So PayPal pulled back on that, and I'm not sure why people have a problem with PayPal. So no, PayPal has never done me wrong, and I could put 17 different pay servers on there, but it's not PayPal. You're using a credit card. So I'm not sure what's the big deal. It's just like swiping a card at a convenience store. You're using a pay server, and that's what PayPal is. You don't have to sign in or give them your personal information, except for this is my name, this is my email, here's my credit card, validate. and then make a payment. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the problem with PayPal is, but I've done tens of thousands of dollars of interactions for my clothes, and I've never had a problem. So I hope that, you would do that. As far as Canada, you guys can make a donation also through the site if you want to, through Link Tap Go. There's a tip button. Liberty Safe. Thank you. That's what it was. Liberty Safe. But if you want to join the Dumb Club, you can use a credit card. You just have to use PayPal as a processor. We have Stripe, but I don't think there's any reason to have multiple. They take every credit card known to man. I don't know. Diners Club, for God's sakes, they take everything. So, yeah, Colleen, please don't share your negativity with my pay service. You're just going to detract people from helping our show. What are we doing right now, people? Why are we going negative on my pay server who's never done anything to you? I don't understand. I don't think it's appropriate. I don't appreciate it. I've never had any customer complaints. I've never had anyone who needed a refund. They got it taken care of. The payment goes through quickly. I don't understand why we're knocking this stuff.
Yeah, and PayPal's great if you do need a refund, especially if you're having a problem with like a vendor or something, like you can just contact PayPal and they get it taken care of for you. They'll sort out the details for you. So I like PayPal. I've never had a problem with PayPal. I've been using it forever. So I
don't know. I've never had an issue too. They've never taken anything. So they're extremely low cost as well for me. So they don't charge me a lot of money. On $100, I think I got to pay $1.50 in charges. So it works out for me. If you don't like PayPal, that's fine. Then the answer is no. That's all I got. Okay. But I don't think we need to go negative about it and, just try to dissuade people from using it. All you're doing is hurting me when you do that. So I just appreciate it if you want it. I think that's, I would never piss in your Wheaties. Don't pee in mine.
I think all the kids are using Cash App now, which I do have it. I think I've used it once or twice, but I think that's like the new, like young thing is Cash App, I think.
Yeah, but see, the problem with Cash App is that it doesn't link to, there's things you can't use it for. And what you want to do is create a one-on-one transfer, but I have to have reoccurring payments. I've got to verify. They have to be secured. And you have to have a company that you trust to do that. Because remember, this is a club, right? You're going to be getting, quarterly boxes that are worth a lot of money. And, if we can't collect that, or I got to go track down checks, or you got to send me cash each month, I just can't do that. So
sure.
I want to include everybody, but there's only so much I can do. Yeah, I'm trying to run a business. So Venmo is, but those are phone to phone transfers. I don't even know if Venmo, I've got only a certain amount of cash processing that works with WordPress and works with my site and Shopify. And I'm at the mercy of those places. So, folks, it's the 20th fucking century, 21st century. I don't want to tell you, you got to start embracing credit cards, or don't. And I don't know what to tell you. Okay, that's it. Here is next video. Sorry guys, I just it's my business. I take it seriously. I'm a damn good company, and I've got 5-star ratings because I harangue my people when they accidentally give me a 1-star, but we don't get customer complaints. And the reason why is we don't allow mistakes not to be corrected. So that's it. All right. No, I don't want you to remove any comments. I'm not asking for censorship, and you can say whatever you want. I'm just going to challenge you and say, maybe it's not the best thing to do in my thread. When Olivia and I depend on that, and we're trying to grow, you know what I mean? I'm not mad. Just being honest, right? Just giving you what my thoughts are. Cool. Just like you give your thoughts, I give my thoughts. Twitter. And another bookmark. This one's gonna be, I think Olivia's gonna have a hard time. There is this new fad taking place in gyms. And people, listen, I work out. Amy works out. We take care of ourselves. It's Olivia, she gets a workout most nights. And
Jeez.
and well, she'll tell you she doesn't work out. She has this amazing figure and she doesn't even work at it.
Oh, we
Except
love to hate people like that.
oh, I hate her for
I
it. I hate her
wish.
for it.
I used to be that
Uh,
way. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Angel, the cool thing about PayPal is that if you don't have an account or that's tied to another phone, just start another account.
Oh, Liv,
We're-
you're gonna get a lot of hate in the comments for that comment.
It's called
We
the
love you.
chocolate diet.
We
Yeah,
love you.
you could
We're
always
just jealous that we can't
c-
live like that.
you could always reach out to PayPal and ask them to disassociate your phone number. I don't know what to tell you. If maybe it's just not in the cards. I wish it were. Okay, so people are going and what they're doing is on TikTok. Let me mute this. They are dressing in skimpy clothes.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this.
And they come in with shirts on and pants on, and then they strip down. They set up their camera and tripod to record them working out. Listen, I run a podcast that requires clicks in order to be successful. I run a fairly large site. It's in the top 1.5% on Facebook. That's a big site. Okay. It's the biggest social media account. 200,000 is ridiculous. That's a very big account on Facebook. I don't understand what the fuck you're doing. Okay. If you want to track your progress, that's one thing. But the moment that you bring a camera into a public place and start recording, you are infringing upon my privacy. And I'm sorry, but lady, I want to be completely respectful. I really do. And I'm going to be as respectful as I can because you're a good looking woman and you would make a lot of men happy. But you ain't all that. And for you to sit here and pretend, and I understand you're aged a little bit. You're probably 30 plus from what I'm looking at her. I understand your body's not as tight as it used to be. You know, you're feeling the age, and I get that. And that sucks. Getting old sucks for women. Men look better with age. Women don't, the exception Olivia and Amy, who don't seem to age at all. But lady, you need to stop because you're walking into a place and you're doing something that just makes you look stupid. And then you assume it's because of that ass. And I'm telling you, it ain't. Watch this.
Do you need something? Do you need something? Okay, I thought so.
Are you okay?
Keep it pushing.
If you're getting rude, you can leave. Nobody was looking at you any type of way. I don't own the gym, I work here.
Okay.
Yes. And
That
if you're
means
getting
what?
rude, then you can leave.
That means what?
I can call the police and have you trespass right now. Would you like that?
Go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead, let him know.
That's what we'll do. So right now, I need you to take your stuff and head up front.
Cut the cameras.
So she was trespassed and her membership was revoked. Good.
Yeah, good.
Amy,
Oh,
what do you think of this? Because this vanity thing is like, listen, I real quick, when I would go, I was in Virginia, I was traveling in California, and I still had to do my gym routine. So every time I went to a hotel, I'd be in the gym. And I remember when I was still chunky and a little fat and not toned, how it felt. And people would stare at me. And my weight, I was doing 15 pounds at one point, chest press. I mean, I had no muscle and I had to rehab my entire body. Now I'll do free weights and people are like, holy shit, right? But then it was embarrassing. But I didn't go ahead and go, oh, come on. You know, why is everyone being so mean to me? You're asking for it. You're asking for trouble if you're going in there and recording yourself lifting weights and shit. Give me a break. Go ahead, Ames.
Oh my gosh. I've seen a lot of these videos as well. I've never had this experience. Now, I don't go to like a Gold's Gym or Planet Fitness or any of those gyms. I go to a local owned small gym, small size wise. There's a ton of members. I feel like we all have the same mindset there. It's very welcoming. Everyone's there to support you and push you to do your best. And I mean, we all I don't really hang out anymore with anyone, not because of anything. I just don't have the time, but everyone hangs out. We go for drinks, we do hikes, we do stuff outside the gym as well. I think it's a part of the community you join. So I personally haven't seen this happen, but I have seen all these videos, and I, it's for the attention. That's all it's for. If you obviously she's not married, or if she is married, she's in an unhappy marriage because she's seeking attention outside of her husband if she has one. And that's sad because you should be secure in your relationship. You shouldn't need to go outside of it for validation or, that fluff that you need. I don't know. I have a different mindset personally, but I'm really tired of seeing this too. I'm so tired. And did you see the girl who literally did the paint on her body
Yeah.
to look
Yeah.
like a workout? I was like, oh my
What
golly.
about the two women who were like, they're like, listen, men, and there's guys working out all around them, and they're like, listen, here's what it comes down to. If I look at you, I'm not interested. And here's when I am. When I look at you for more than 7 seconds, and I'm like, damn, and what you're doing is that men don't want to talk. Ladies, okay, here, I'm just going to rip it off. I'm going to rip off the Band-Aid. Here it comes, okay? I just really want to be honest. If you're one of those women who are 45 and you're not married or you're divorced, and you keep saying, I can't find the right guy, let me explain what's happened. You found the right guy, and he ran the fuck away from you, okay? Men... I don't understand why men even go up to women anymore and talk to them. If Olivia dies, I'm gonna hope Jason goes, and maybe Amy and I'll hook up. I don't know what I can't do it. I don't know what look, I'm gonna have to find somebody to take pity
I'll
on me.
make a pot pie once in a while, but that's about as far as I'll go. Sorry.
Whatever. It doesn't. It was just it was a joke, Amy. Relax. Fine. Maybe Leroy will take pity on me. Whatever. But I don't want to go out in the dating scene. Are you kidding me? I don't want to be alone with a woman in an elevator. I don't want to take a woman back to my place alone that I don't know. I'm just gonna. I don't know what the fuck I'll do, but I don't know. And the reason why is because we don't know how to approach you. We don't. Do you want us to talk to you? Do you want us to hold the door open? Do you want us to pay for it? Do you not? You literally, your entire processing is a pronoun. We don't know what the fuck you want to be called, and now exemplify that times 10 on everything you do. We don't know if you want to. We don't know if we should ask you to watch sports. We don't know if we should buy you chocolate. Oh, what are you trying to do? Fatten me up? I mean, everything we do is wrong. So at this point, this guy, he's a black man. He's obviously lifting, and he's watching what's going on. And the reason why is because you're invading the privacy of other people who, dude, I have lifted up and I've done squats, and I've had my shorts fall down before. I think everybody has had an embarrassing moment where maybe your shirt comes up when you're doing decline bench, or people don't want to be seen. They don't want to come out of the locker room with their hair wet and no makeup and be on fucking camera for 6.4 million people to watch. So this guy's doing his job and you're busting his ass, you racist biznatch. Go ahead, Amy. And by the way, I don't want to marry you, Amy. Stop fucking, thinking it was.
No,
God.
I was going to say, I feel like, and I think my trainer will also attest to this, that I have probably the top 5 most embarrassing gym moments. And they're all recording us in the gym. So I even said, I was like, y'all should post these videos of me working out because I have fallen at the gym when I shouldn't have fallen. I have,
Right.
I mean, my trainer will tell you, I'm the hardest working client that he's ever had, but I'm also the most uncoordinated. So I don't know. I love working out. It's fun. I'm not coordinated. I don't want people looking at me at the gym. And if you are, it's because you're laughing that I just fell down or I dropped something or I didn't make the box jump or whatever. That's fine. I don't care. I won't call them Karens. I think they're attention seekers. And I do feel kind of bad for them in a way. It's like no one ever gave them the confidence to just be who they are. And it kind of reminds me of middle school gym class when all the girls were sassing off our male teacher and he called us ladies and we were all like, don't call us ladies, we're women. And he was like, I don't remember his speech exactly, but I was like, oh, dang, he's so right. And I wanted to be called lady after his speech forever. And I'm like, thank you. So it's just a mindset. I think we're teaching the wrong things to our kids. I don't know. It's just, yeah.
It's just stupid. I
Yeah.
mean, how do you court a woman? They give you fake
don't.
phone numbers. You know what I would love? Now there was a time in my life when I was single where girls would approach, and I was just honest with them.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I have said this to a girl before. Listen, you're super cute, but the most that we're gonna have is a one night stand, and there's really no relationship here. I'm not into it. I'm at the bar. I'm bouncing bar every night. I'm going to school all day. So I'm in a perpetual sexual relationship 24 hours, 7 days a week. And I'm not available emotionally. Just letting you know, I'm being completely honest. Super cute, super hot. But if you're looking for more than that, I'm just letting you know. And 99 times out of 100, the answer was, cool, I'm down for that. I'm like, sweet. But you can be honest with people. It's okay to say, I'm not attracted to you. I think you're really cool. I think you're a fun person to hang out with. I'm just not attracted to you. People don't have the self-confidence to be honest with people. And the
No.
best lady that I ever met in my life is a girl that I approached at I think it was like Jack in the Box. And I went through the drive-thru. And I was fairly young. And she was at the window and she took my breath away. And I went in and I was like, hey, this is really stupid. I just got a sourdough, chicken sandwich and a high C punch. And I don't know what it is, but there's something about you and I'd like to get to know you. And she goes, that is so sweet. And I really appreciate it. She goes, but I'm just not attracted to you in any way, shape, or form. You remind me of my brother. And I'm like, are you from the South? I didn't say that. So I'm just like,
What part of Kentucky are you from?
Right. I was like, are you from Alabama? So I was just like, you know what? That's really cool. I just want to tell you you're gorgeous. And she's like, well, thanks. That really means a lot to me. And she didn't go, oh, well, you're good looking too, because she didn't find me good looking. She didn't was attracted to me. And I was like, okay. And then her name was Crystal. We wound up being friends. And then about 6 months later, she wanted, to get with me. And I swear to God, not a fucking joke, because I'm sitting there with her. I'm like, I don't find you attractive anymore. And that was it. And we remained friends. And I've told Olivia about her. I said, God, I hope she finds me one day, because there's no attraction there, but we were just good friends because our relationship started out with honesty. There's nothing wrong with telling somebody, I'm just not attracted to you. It's not that you're not attractive. It's just, I'm not attracted to you. And when she's like, you remind me of my brother, I was like, oh, well, that totally makes sense, because I wouldn't want to date a girl that reminded me of my sister. So, Amy, how do we become more honest? How do we tell people the truth? And how does this lady not be so insecure that when somebody's looking at her, because I understand probably people stare at her ass all day long and guys look at her. I get it. I know how hard that must be. But you're kind of asking for it when you dress like a whore.
I was going to say, I think it's so many layers to this, and it's hard because I have a daughter and I worry every day that she's going to turn out to be a hoochie, even though I'm trying to make sure she's never a hoochie. I don't think I dress like a hoochie. I mean, I have stuff that I wear, but usually it's only like if it's just me and like Jason hanging out, I'll wear something more sexy or something. If it's like we're on vacation or something, that's one thing. I don't think anyone's ever seen me in public here with like anything hanging out anywhere. But it's a self-esteem thing. It's a self-reliance thing, understanding that it's great to have a partner. I think it's such an invaluable thing to have someone to share your life with, but it's not a necessity for everybody. I think for most people it is. And it's about knowing yourself, being true to yourself, and honoring yourself enough before seeking attention from somebody else in any capacity. I don't know.
I think you said it fairly well. I think we can shove off and move on. Quick commercial, folks. It's a pee break for Olivia and Amy, and we'll be back in less than 2 minutes. You guys can go. Ladies, you can go. Just want to let you know that Documents of Freedom we are going to do a limited run again. We let it kind of sit. We've got one box and one set of books ready to ship right now. But if you did not have a chance, here is the Documents of Freedom. Don't leave. You can afford one commercial and let me go ahead and talk about the Documents of Freedom and you can listen. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Matthew Spear from the Donut. Hey, what's going on, Donut and Friendly Nation? Matthew Spear from the Donut and Friendly podcast. It's interesting. I've had these books for, 3 years now. And I've got, 3 independent books of the Declaration, the Bill of Rights, and the Constitution of the United States that I inherited from my mother. Leather-bound, beautiful. And they're older books, 1935, 1937, something to that effect. I'll show them on the show, but people see me reference these nightly on the show. And the interesting thing is I've never really put two and two together. We have a website, and someone asked last night, hey, how the heck do I get those books? Where do I get those books? And it dawned on me that I should provide these. So they are now on sale. They're beautiful books. They're leatherette books. They're hardback, which is nice. They don't have a dust cover or anything. I've used these, like I said, ad nauseum, and they hold up and they stand the test of time. They've got pictures of the framers, founders, inside the books. They make references with different colors to kind of explain things in a little bit of a simpler way or give some context. But these books, word for word, are the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, and the Declaration of Independence. They are absolutely stunning. You get each book individually for $15.99 over at thedumshow.com. We also have a bundle over there where you can save $5 on all three for $44.99. And last but not least, the pictures you've just been looking at and the video is the Documents of Freedom, custom made by PFC Flags, comes in an amazing, beautiful, decorative box for $64.99. Stop by thedumshow.com and take a look. They're available right now. Nice. Hey, what's going on, Jonah and Fremi Nation? Thanks, everybody, for humoring me. And the good news is we gained people on that. Amy's back. That was the quickest pee since sliced bread. I just pee on the floor.
Literally next to the bathroom for a reason.
I just pee on the floor. It's wooden laminate. So no, I'm just kidding. So the books are available. It's going to be a 2-week ship. So if you order it tonight, we're probably going to be 2 to 3 weeks out on shipping because we have to custom make it. Jason makes these. This is what it looks like. And when I tell you, people are blown away by the quality. You can see the star. Yeah, they really are. And the books are awesome. This is what it looks like. It's all custom made by PFC Flags, and it's very, very cool. I'm also working with Jason to try to have a custom made flag just for us, just for the Donut and Friendly Show. I got to talk to him. Yeah, and I want to make something really cool. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I think it's going to be the flag, full flag, but it's going to have the Constitution written in on the stripes. And I think that would look really cool.
I don't know how much it's going to cost, but like we have I have my flag here. Jason has his flag, but we want to get like a giant one for the basement, like a giant one. So
yeah, well, he's the guy to do it. He does some great stuff.
Yeah.
Matt, will I sign your book? Of course I'll sign your book. Yeah, I'll do it. I usually send in little treats. Like I'll put a business card in or some buttons, or I'll sign the outside of people's boxes. I try to make it fun. But once again, folks, we try to offer everything we can here. We appreciate it if you guys participate. But anyway, let's move on to the next topic. This one Leroy's going to love, but no, we got one first. I want to get back to, this is the shit we were talking about, okay? And it really frustrates me that we keep hearing like, oh yeah, drag shows. It's not about it. It's hold on. It's not about it. You did see this or didn't?
I did not see this. This is great.
Okay.
I already love it.
It's not about drag shows to change a child's sexuality. It's not about, gender affirming care. It's not about, indoctrination. Listen to me when I say this, is that when you consistently and repeat the same thing over and over repetitively, that is indoctrination. And to sit here and pretend that this shit isn't having impacts on kids, it's not true. And the last thing, if you say, hey, like Harry Carey, hey, I don't want to stop illegals from voting, then what you're saying is you want illegals to vote. If you're saying, I don't want to stop access to unfettered access to abortions at the 9-month mark, we don't want to stop it, then that means you want abortions at 9 months. If you say, I don't want to take your guns, but I just want to take semi-automatics, that means you want to take our guns. So please stop pretending when you put a drag queen into a group of children and say you don't want to sexualize children. What you're saying is you actually want to sexualize children. Dude, every time you walk by me like that, nobody can see. It's totally not fair. That's not cool, Liv. I'm live. Holy shit. Not fair. Totally sneaky. She's smiling. She's like this. She's over there proud of herself. Totally not cool. Lost my train of thought. My point is, watch this, and then Amy, I want comments. Damn you, Liv.
Today what we're going to do is we're going to shout, Free Palestine. Can I hear that? Free Palestine! If you're a drag queen and you know it, shout, Free Palestine! If you're a drag queen and you know it and you really want to show it, you're a drag queen and you know it, shout, Free Palestine! Excellent. Today what we're going to do is we're going to
Holy
shout,
shit.
Free Palestine. Can I hear
If you're a drag queen and you know it, what the fuck? If you're a drag queen and you know it, what the fuck? Stay away from my fucking kid or I'll blow off your lid, you sick, twisted mother humping fuck. Amy, thoughts?
So I feel like there's a lot to unpack with that short clip. And really quick, Glenn, please send me a picture of your button because I want to see it. And two,
Whoa. Wait,
not
what?
that
We're talking
button.
code?
No.
Oh,
not
the
that
Amy,
button.
the Amy Stamcone button, or the Amy Robinson button? Yeah, that we had a viewer make them for us.
I know. I saw them like on the little screen. I want to see it like up close picture.
Got it.
Anyway,
I got one for you, but go ahead.
With that said, they don't allow drag queens in Palestine. Although I think Jason actually told me they will pay for your transition surgery there because they actually would rather you transition to the opposite sex there than be gay. That's I don't know. That was coming from Jason. He's very reliable.
Where's Palestine at?
It's a south of
where? I know
Jerusalem,
where Gaza. I know
Israel.
where Gaza is. I know where Gaza and West Bank. I don't know about a Palestine. No. I'm trying to make a point. Go ahead.
They don't approve of this lifestyle. That person would never even. I mean, they wouldn't
killed.
get in.
They would be
get
killed.
into Gaza. Yeah, they wouldn't get close to the gate of that. Like they would be. It would never happen. Two. Shame on these parents. I'm disgusted, and I would love to ask them why. Why is what's the significance of taking your child to a story time like this? I don't know. These kids also look a little too old for the happy and you know it, clap your hands song. My opinion, of course, my kids did that in like preschool. I don't know. These kids look like they're like 7, 8 years old. So enough to understand like there's some things that are not lining up here. And I don't know. I'm not bothered by drag queens. I am bothered by them doing the story times.
Yeah,
I don't
then
know.
you're bothered by, oh my God, you just did what the premise I said don't do. I'm
No,
not bothered by them, but
if they want to do like adult events like the bingos and all that crap, have at it. I don't care. Do your drag queen they do like the runway shows and stuff. They do all kinds of stuff here. I don't know. I've never been to one. I've been invited to a lot. I've never been to one. Not because I wouldn't go to some event, because I actually would like to go to one. I just haven't been able to coordinate my schedules. I would like to see it for myself. I would never take my children to an event like this. Some people compare it to like, well, dressing up as like a costume, which is great, but you're trying to say this is not a character. This is how we should treat you as a human. So there is a difference there. I have a lot of questions for these parents. I think the whole thing is wrong. This person would be killed. They wouldn't be allowed to stand up and hold court and read to children. They would be murdered.
Here's my problem. Here's my issue.
I should be drinking for this show.
Yeah, here's my problem. If you are a drag queen and you're telling me that you have adult acceptance in the United States and the world today, in our country, do you believe drag queens are accepted? And I think every drag queen can say yes. They can go and dress however they want. They can go where they want. They can do, transgender, transvestite, totally different thing. But a drag queen can perform. It's open. It's not, yes, there's certain areas where you can't do it, but there's certain areas you can't dance in America, okay? Kevin Bacon would have to go and recreate Footloose, but there's places you can't dance. There's places that are dry counties. There's things that go up against even the Constitution of the United States with dry counties. It's completely against the Constitution, but it doesn't matter. It's state, local, federal, city, municipality law. But I think most drag queens would agree that they have acceptance. Maybe not celebration, but that's very different. Nobody celebrates me either, motherfucker. So I don't really care that people don't celebrate you, okay? You don't deserve, do something worth celebrating and I'll celebrate your dragginess. Until then, fuck off. But if we can agree that most people accept drag queens for who they are, then why the fuck are you coming after our kids? Because it's the parents' responsibility to teach their children efficacy. It's our responsibility to teach children about these things and not to hate black people because of the color of their skin, and not to judge people who are poor, or not to discriminate against lesbian and gays. And that includes drag queens. Yeah. Why are you coming into my fucking house, which is that school, and teaching my kids something that you are not empowered to teach them? Just like I wouldn't want you how to fucking get a cucumber and show a child how to put on a condom on a cucumber. Something they need to know at some point in their life, but it's certainly not now. And it's certainly not when they just turned off Captain Kinga fucking Roo. Yeah. Why are you coming after kids? Well, I'll tell you why. Because you are trying to systemically change a generation to not only be accepting of drag queens, but be accepting of lesbian, gay, transgender, and queers. In certain cases, people want you to be accepting of pedophilia and recognize them as a sexual choice type of group. And now you're getting involved in Palestine. So don't sit here and pretend that this was about drag shows, because now you're fucking getting involved with Hamas and hating Jews. The next thing it's going to be is speaking out against Christianity and how evil it is and how there are other forms of belief and why, some sort of dogmatic principle isn't the way to salvation. Atheism is. This isn't going to stop with drag shows. You are empowering yourself to get involved in the upbringing of my child. And not only do I not need your fucking help, I don't want your fucking help. It has nothing to do with your boa. It has nothing to do with your skirt. I don't want a hooker and a whore and a stripper coming to my school and telling them that, hey guys, you get cash tips and it's a really good living, minus the blow and the rape and all the other things that take place. I don't want that shit taught to my kids. I don't want Mormons teaching my kids. I don't want Catholics teaching my kids. I want my kids to learn math, science, reading, writing. Those are the things that I want them to learn so they know how to think, not what to think. Amy, go ahead.
I agree with you on most of what you said. I don't mind my kids learning. My kids are in a religious school, so they learn religion as well. But their school does. It's my choice, 100%. And so I'm saying I don't mind that personally, is what I'm saying. But if they were in public school, I wouldn't. I don't know. I'm not like super religious, but I love having that interwoven into our lives for us personally. I know it's not for everybody, so I wouldn't hate it if it was in school. But
So you're
I
okay.
digress.
So let me ask you a question. Are you okay with a Muslim coming to school and teaching your kids about the Quran and Muhammad?
I'm okay. Yeah, I would be okay with
Okay.
them expressing their point of view and what they believe. I want my kids to learn about other religions. Sure.
Okay. And when they say that all of you children who are not Muslim are white devils, infidels, and deserve to die, are you okay with that too?
I would be okay with that because my kids at this point in their lives would come home and discuss that with me, and we would obviously have a conversation and talk about why that's false. And, you know, we would have a conversation. At least at this point in their lives, I'm okay with somebody challenging my kids' beliefs because at this point they're very immersed in our particular religion. And they are very
I get
strong
it.
believers. So yeah, I'm okay with it at this point.
What about the Jew who's sitting next to your kids? And what about the kid who is gay, who's closet gay, sitting next to your kid? Should they? These are just questions. I'm not challenging you. Should they also feel uncomfortable based upon your personal beliefs that your children are not susceptible to being swayed with what they believe? And I trust me, your kids are very strong, like mine. Are you okay with that?
I want to say yes, because I think as parents, especially if you have, I feel like most Jewish kids come from a strong family as well with very strong beliefs, very strong core values. Also, would probably go home and have a conversation. The only child I would probably worry about is the one who's an atheist or an agnostic at that point. That's the only kid I would probably worry about more than anyone. Personally, that's my personal
benefit?
belief.
And that's great. And that's why I'm asking. I'm not judging you. Dominic Izzo
Feel
said it best last night. Fuck that. If you feel judged, then you should just
I'm
sign
totally
off.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Because I'm like, the holy shit. Because Izzo said it best last night. He's like, Matt, you've never judged me, and that's why I'm your friend.
Yeah.
And I'm just interested. I'm curious. Wouldn't it be? What is the benefit of a child hearing things like that? Would you be okay with them teaching Caligula in school?
I don't know what Caligula is.
It's a giant orgy where a bunch of people fuck all day long, all night. And it was a period in history where it was essentially lesbian and gay sex, brothers and sisters, the most kinky Sodom and Gomorrah type shit you can imagine.
Part of the history, documented history.
Documented history, Roman history.
At the appropriate age level, not at their ages now, currently in high school.
So you do. Okay, so that's what I wanted to establish. You have stipulations. So here's my question. Okay. So because you have certain stipulations of things you won't, how are you to identify that parents don't have more or less than you? And shouldn't we just avoid it altogether and just teach them the things that they're there for and allow the parents to expose them to those things? Just a question, because if you have limitations, don't you have to respect the other parents' limitations that they may have that you don't agree with and you don't possess? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And that's what I was saying before. I wouldn't expect public schools to teach religion, but if they did, I wouldn't be opposed to it. If it was my religion, of course, right? That's
right.
Exactly.
That's the rub,
my
right?
religion, of course, right? But I understand why
That's
it's
the
not
rub.
in schools. Do they still say the Pledge of Allegiance in public school?
Not
at
many.
all.
Texas, they do. Texas,
Okay.
I know for sure they do, but not here.
Yeah, so that bothers me as well. I think that should be a standard. I don't know. I don't know. I love that. Again, my family's just, we are different than probably a lot of other families.
No, you're not. You're just like Olivia and I. We're the same way.
Yeah.
We expose our kids to everything. They watch Kill Bill at 7 and 10 years old. We're okay with exposing our kids to adult stuff. That's why my daughter is ready. Oh, okay. So they say the pledge every morning in Virginia. But
okay, that's great.
My point being is my daughter is ready to move out right now, and she would be fine. You've met Hayden. You know damn well she would have her own apartment. Yes. She'd find a way.
Waiting for a play date with your daughter.
Hayden would she would survive. She's like her dad. She'll fucking figure it out. Ethan would be dead in 12 hours. Yes. After the conversation I had tonight with him, holy fuck, he would just be dead. No, I
Good
just
boy
looked
thing.
at him and I said, son, I failed you. You are dumb as dog shit, and I have a lot of work to do to unlock it in you. I was the same way. I couldn't put it together, and I owe him to help him put it together, and I know how to do it. But anyway, here's something I want to show you, because this is gonna piss you and live off. This is an American father who faces 12 years because he had a few rounds of hunting ammo in his carry-on bag in Turks and Caicos. Same bag that he went hunting with. And listen, I've done this. I put magazines in my backpack. I didn't know. I got to the airport and I had a mag in one of my secret pockets in my backpack. I didn't know. I had to throw it away in the trash can. I went and got TSA. I said, I'm going to dispose of this. I don't want some kid janitor find it. What do you want me to do with it? They put it in a bag. They sealed it and went ahead and disposed of it. But it happens. Watch this video. Olivia's once she's God, I know she has something. She's
a tearful reunion at the Oklahoma.
Here's just listen to this shit. It makes me say I want to throw up. I want to throw up when I hear about this. This isn't Brittany Griner, who actually did something, went to Russia, tried to sneak marijuana in. This was a mistake. And let me tell you, the need for ammunition without a firearm is about as useless as having condoms when you don't have a dick. There's just no reason. What do you do? Throw bullets at people? No, that's not the way it works. Watch this. This is going to break your heart.
A tearful reunion at the Oklahoma City airport this morning was not the way Valerie Watson thought her Turks and Caicos vacation would end.
Just getting to hold them again, it just filled my mama heart.
She's home, but her husband and father of two, Ryan, is in jail on the islands, facing a potential mandatory minimum sentence of 12 years behind bars over 4 rounds of hunting ammo airport security found in his carry-on bag as the couple was set to leave Turks and Caicos earlier this month.
We were trying to pack board shorts and flip-flops. Packing ammunition was not at all our intent.
We spoke with the Watsons Sunday before they learned Valerie would not be charged and be allowed to return home.
This went from what was supposed to be a dream vacation to a nightmare.
Brian Hegridge from Pennsylvania is awaiting trial after ammo was found in his checked bag in February.
Subsequently spent 8 nights in their local jail, some of the darkest, hardest times of my life, quite frankly.
Possessing a gun or ammunition is prohibited in Turks and Caicos. However, tourists were often able to pay a fine until a February court order mandating even tourists in the process of leaving the country be subject to prison time. Last September, the U.S. Embassy posted this travel alert online, warning people to check your luggage for stray ammunition.
I can't even begin to think that this very innocent, regrettable mistake would prevent me from being able to, watch my son graduate or teach him to shave or take my daughter to, dances.
A mistake that could land American tourists visiting an island paradise in a prison hell. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News.
Wow.
I tell this is what you do. Okay? You go ahead and you get on the phone, you get on the horn, you call the Admiral of the United States Navy, and you have them call Little Creek, Virginia. And you go ahead and activate 2 teams, and you go in there and you fucking get those Americans and fuck them.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest shit I have ever seen in my life. You can throw bullets at people as hard as you want, and they're not going to go off. You're not going to kill anyone with ammunition without a firearm and a firing pin and a barrel. I've thrown ammo into fire before. They say not to do it. I was dumb and I did it, and it popped and ashes got everywhere, and all of us got fucking burns down our back. And luckily nobody got hit by the round. I have fired rounds into ice before, trying to get the 9mm to spin at a certain angle and have the bullet just literally spin. And it will. because it can't penetrate the ice. And what it does is it gets stuck in its own footprint and it literally spins for like 3 minutes. And it happens and you can do it. I've done stupid shit. But somebody leaving a few rounds of 308 or 226 inside their carry-on bag and to face 12 years in prison, these must be the same people that went after Donald Trump. Give me a break. But I would just get the SEAL teams in there and I would black out that prison. I'd bring in 2 choppers. I'd take out anybody that stood in their way and resisted and get our American people out of prison and say, if you ever Fox News will never run another fucking commercial and your island will literally go bankrupt. And we'll Epstein Island your ass.
Yeah.
Did I say 226? 223. Jeez, I'm so tired.
Same Z.
God.
I'll just say this.
I said 22. I mixed 30-06 and 226. I'm just tired. Go ahead, Amy.
I think everyone's done this. We have done it. We have traveled with things outside the United States that should not have left the United States totally by mistake because you packed it for a camping trip and you used the same backpack to get on a flight. That's on TSA here. And if I feel like Donald Trump would have said, give us our citizen back, or I'm putting a travel ban for all United States Americans for Turks and Caicos. There goes your freaking economy. You can survive on Europe for maybe 6 months. I don't know. Because I'm sorry. Screw them. Give us our people back. Again, what are you going to do? Throw the bullets at them? That's just comical to me. And it's hunting ammunition. It's not, I don't know. Golly day. I know that they don't allow it, but like, come on.
Here's the problem. It's under British rule.
Right.
It's
right.
It's under British rule. So for these guys, this guy was 8 months. You heard that one guy. Yeah. What the fuck is England doing? And the United, do you know how much money we give England? Do you know how much military equipment we give England? Fuck England.
Thank you. Yes.
Fuck you. You know what I'd say? You get our boys back and they're home in 24 hours on a luxury fucking flight to Queen and Country. You even get some tea and crumpets and some Colgate toothpaste. Right. Or we swear to fucking God, we're going to give every weapon that we sell you and shove it up your fucking queenie, limey asses. This pisses me off. This is as bad as Biden and these people who are saying death to America when we have American hostages still being held by Hamas. There's Americans there, you fucking dicks. Pardon my French. I would put all the pressure in the world on England right now and say, you guys are fucking, you're messing with the wrong people. Of course, you don't have all these anti-Semites talking shit about England right now, and, going ahead and talking about Parliament and Queen and Country. But this is crazy. This is the dumbest thing. It's like having a pocket knife. It's like having a pocket knife. A pocket knife is more lethal than a few rounds of ammunition.
Which I've taken on many fights by mistake as well. I've taken pocket knives. I've even taken, I had an X-Acto knife once in a carry-on bag that I totally didn't know about until I was all the way home. And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta stab myself with it. Yeah.
Do you see this? I got this through TSA.
Yep, because they don't care.
Less than 3 years ago, I got this shit through TSA, and I didn't even fucking mean to. Metal detector did not even pick it up. This, I could spend 20 years in prison, and I was like, oh, son of a bitch. And it was in my back pocket. And I forgot to get rid of it. And I got off the flight, and I'm getting to the hotel room, and I'm going, oh, fuck. How am I going to get my favorite knife? I've had this knife for fucking ever. How am I going to get my favorite knife back?
Mail it.
Right. And then go ahead and have somebody show up. Yeah, that is a CKRT. That's my favorite knife. I don't understand. And where's Joe Biden in this? Seriously, where's Poopy Pants? Why can't he do something about this? All right, last last video. I got to shift. We got to go. I want to go play Diablo with Olivia.
Social compact.
This is probably one of the most disturbing videos you guys will see in a while. Leroy and I have been telling you about this. Leroy and I have been talking about this. We've all talked about it. Amy's talked about it too. And we've talked about the population decrease in places like Japan and the United States. For the first time ever, we actually allowed more illegal immigrants in the United States than we had newborn babies. That should shock the shit out of people. That is a terrifying number. But now, for the first time ever, I'm just going to let you watch the video. I feel like this show is just, we need antidepressants after this show. Here it is. I know Leroy's watching. He's gonna be shocked. First of all, MSNBC has been doing some good stuff. They brought this guy on. I did one of his clips yesterday. He's fantastic. I got to follow this guy because might be on MSNBC, but he knows his shit. Listen to this.
For the first time in our nation's history, a 30-year-old man or woman isn't doing as well as his or her parents were at 30. That is the social compact breaking down. People aged 30 to 34, 60% of them in 1990 had one child. Now it's 27%. People are opting out of America. They're not optimistic about it. They're not having kids. Young people aren't having sex. They're not meeting. They're not mating. The pool of emotionally and economically viable men shrinks every day, which lessens household formation. So we have a real issue. Young people are enraged. So it turns every cut, every movement into an opportunistic infection because, quite frankly, they are just pissed off. They look up, they see wealth, exceptional wealth across my generation and people in certain industries, and they are really struggling. Their purchasing power is going down, and the incumbents create artificial scarcity on campus. We take pride in rejecting 90% of our applicants, so the incumbents who already have a degree see their degree go up in value. We get very concerned with housing and traffic once we own a housing. Housing permits are sequestered from young people. Housing prices have gone from $290 to $420 in the last 4 years. So a young person, a house, stocks that I don't own skyrocket in value. Let's have COVID relief and flush the markets and take assets way up, because if 1 million people dying would be bad, it would be tragic if I got less wealthy. And we're doing it on their credit card. Young people have every reason to be enraged, and every issue they see, they look up, they get angry, and they see someone doing better than them. And then every day it is speedballed in their face that they are failing, that they are not doing as well as everyone around them. We have lost the script. Our kids are more anxious and more depressed and more obese and more addicted. And we have made a purposeful decision to let this happen by ensuring the people around this table stay wealthy at the cost of young people.
Dude, give me some more of that. Give me that freaking bead-wearing, bracelet-wearing, metrosexual genius. Like, that's a man. I don't give a shit what else he believes. He can just believe that for the rest of his life and keep espousing those things, and that is exactly the truth. You can't beat that with a stick. It's perfect because it's the truth. And people see these kids, they make fun of them, and they go, "Oh, they're whiner babies. You should have a." No, you know what? No, damn it, no. If I went and took out $30,000 for my college loan from the military, and I was charged almost 27, 28 points of interest as a young kid and didn't have my parents there, and I didn't understand, and I was told that this is the way, Mandalorian's time, this is the way, and I go out and I take a stupid loan, and then I'm paying it off 20 years later, and I'm making my payments. It's like a balloon credit card, folks. Go try to pay a credit card with minimum payments at 21%. These kids can't do it. They made a stupid decision. Should they pay for it the rest of their life? No. Should I bail them out? No. But somebody needs to do something about the predatory lending. Somebody needs to do something about the interest rates on these fucking houses. It's unbelievable. My kids have no chance. They are going to live with me until they're 45, and I don't fucking want that.
Oh.
Go ahead, Amy.
I do want my kids. I want my kids to never leave, but I know.
I don't either, but it's not good for the show. You're supposed to agree with me.
I can't always agree with you.
I mean about that because it's good for the show. Talking about we don't want our kids. I would kill for my kids to stay with me. I'm teasing.
I really hope. My daughter says I can live with her forever, and my son will need us to support him. So we're just gonna. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Interest rates they go up and down all the time, right? COVID gave everyone this false reality of interest rates. We all forgot what actual interest rates were for 50 plus years. They're back at like a very normal low level at this moment. I mean, anything below like 7% 20 years ago was amazing. 10 years ago was amazing. So yes, we're seeing a rise in interest rates right now. I don't know. They're not that terrible though. The problem is the inflation. The home prices,
Yeah.
they've
The
gone up.
value
So
of the dollar.
it's crazy expensive. I know he was talking about the national average of home was like 400,000. I think he said somewhere in the ballpark. I think it's 420, something like that.
That's
Where we
ridiculous.
live, it's 650,000 for
Oh,
the
yeah.
average.
No shit.
And that's
No
not a
shit.
single family home.
No, and that's what I bought this house for. I mean, this is a 5,000 square foot home, 5-bedroom office, full furnished downstairs, backyard, 3/4 of an acre. This fucking thing, I know I could get it in a bidding war. I know I could get this thing at $1 million. Where am I going to go? We've talked about getting a trailer.
Yeah. Have
We've
you
talked
guys
about getting
not seen the like you're literally your zip code right now? It's like people are clawing to get in it right now. Like I'm not even exaggerating. It's 3-4 days and you're like, please just
I'm
let me
thinking,
get
do you know how close we are, if the kids would be okay with it, to getting a one of those nice,
No,
but
don't get a double
$250,000.
wide. No, get a
No,
modular home.
no, we don't want a modular home. We want a bus. We want to
yeah.
travel the country in less than fucking 6 years.
Do it.
We're so close. And the kids are going to have to suck it up, right? Like maybe what we do is we buy we buy a little small I don't know, but we're so close because now it's like $500,000. Why wouldn't we?
Also, RVs are very expensive. My mom and dad would talk, not my mom, she doesn't care. My dad, they live this life. They traveled the world, the country for years. They just finally stopped last summer. They've stopped after like 15 years of traveling in an RV. So talk to them about it. They can give you invaluable advice on that. But
Yeah.
it is true. Our kids, I worry about my kids every single day. I am trying my damnedest to make sure that when I die, my kids can survive because it's like a freaking the
It's
horse
horrible.
is cut loose and they're taken off and you can't stop them. It's out of control. Something does need to change. It's really hard. I worry about my kids. I truly do. And I see it. I see not necessarily in our area, but if you go outside of our DC bubble, people who are our age are not living as well as their parents. It's sad. And it's not their fault. It's because they can't earn enough to fund a lifestyle. I mean, I keep talking about the groceries. I am pissed about the groceries right now. So
I'm
Amy
scared.
Sorry, Amy Sancom,
No.
send me a text. Text me. You have my phone number. Text me. I will get you set up with the right people for that. It's very doable. I got you.
I'm terrified of having to go back to work. Like I've told Olivia, I said, I'm gonna have to go on antidepressants. Like people don't understand how much I've worked. Like I have worked since I'm 12 years old. I worked at my dad's golf course. I was caddying and running golf carts back and forth since I've been 12. I have put 3 million miles in airplanes and I've put almost 1 million miles in a vehicle. That's no fucking joke. I have traveled over 5 state regions and I have just done a shit ton of travel. And I've run retail locations and I don't want to do it anymore. Like I get in a car and I get anxiety. Like I can't stand it. I fucking hate it. I never want to go on another road trip in my life, except if I can get up and walk around and go sleep in the back if I want to, right? I want to be able to pull over and have a campfire and go to a trout stream and do that. I don't want to drive through DC traffic for 2 hours every day to make a couple $100,000 a year. I just can't do it. I can't justify it. And I just look at Olivia and go, baby, I can't, I've done it. Like if I was 40 again, maybe, but I've done that shit. for 30 years. I can't do it anymore. I just don't have it in me. So it's like, come hell or high water, I got to make this work. Like, this has to work. The Don't Unfriend Me show has to work, and it's doing really well. And we had a great year last year. By the way, if you haven't had a chance, donate to the linktapgo.com/the DUM Show, because if you haven't, ultimately, you may cost me to have to go back to work and get on antidepressants. I can't imagine sitting in traffic for 2 hours going into DC. I don't know, Amy, what the fuck I'm going to do. But I can't do
the
it.
metro, and you're going to get robbed and beat up. No, I don't know. I work in DC. Technically, my office is there. So, hey, buddy. Or is that Hayden? I couldn't see. Hi,
It was
Hayden. My office is in DC. I don't ever go. Ask my boss. He's disappointed, but I don't want to work in DC. I travel. Yesterday, I drove a total of, I think, 6 hours total. I drove yesterday in my car for work.
Can't do it.
But I was driving the whole time. I wasn't stopped in traffic. I drove that distance and back. We also live very remotely. So I like what I do. I don't mind being in the car. I don't want to be in the car for 6 hours every day, all day. But, I personally don't mind it. That's just me. But I would never drive to DC every day. I would rather literally become a drag queen and read at these story times. That's what I would rather do with my time.
Does that pay? Because I'm totally
no
down.
idea.
Like, I would look good in a dress. I would be a good beard lady in this. I know what I'll do. I'll reach out to GameStop. I'll go run their stores in Virginia. I'll make $75,000 and I will be rich, because with what I make here and that, I'll survive and do very, very well. I don't want to do that either. Like, I just don't want, it's not that I don't want to work. You know how many fucking hours I work on this show. Anyone who doesn't, it just doesn't see my interactions in chat. But this is an all-day thing for me. I mean, I punch in, usually I'm up at 6 mentally, checking the phone, checking the sites. I'm going until 11, 12 o'clock at night every night. Olivia will tell you. And there's no break. But it's interesting. It's very tempting to sell the house. But I also know the accumulated wealth that this house creates for this family. With my life insurance policy in this house, my kids will be financially very well off. And I've made sure of that. So it behooves me to hold on to this. But I'll tell you, man, COVID ruined people. It ruined me. It broke me. And being isolated and just locked down, it destroyed me. And I'm not a weak person. And it's hard for me to admit that, but I was a very different person under COVID than I am now. And I was very unhappy. And I need interaction, but I alienated myself from everybody. It's just done a horrible, horrible job on me. Amy, we're down to our 1 minute. Folks, if you have not had a chance, show you something real quick before we get to Amy's 1 minute and give final thoughts. And it's more than 1 minute. Amy gets all the time she wants. But if you have not had a chance to do this, I'm just going to show you. This website is here for you. It's for your viewing pleasure, folks. I built it for you. But you can go to thedumshow.com, everything in one spot. And it doesn't matter. Yes, I have ads on there. I do. I have to have ads on there now. I gotta have the revenue, guys. I have to have the revenue. But if you want to get new shirts, all right here, ready to go. You want to see, we got our Dumb Club honored members on here. Also news, everything else, all our reviews. You can even see pictures of all of our clothes. If you want to, come on over here. You can see the show and just click on show. Pretty simple. And you can find us and watch the show. You can watch us live as well. You come on over here and click the live show. I haven't done this in a while. I just want to make sure everyone gets the tour. Live show. Oops, I went too far. Sorry. Hold on. And I don't know why that's not working. Hold on. Liv, why isn't it working? I don't even know why it's not working. Doesn't matter. So let's pretend that you saw that and it was working, and then I'll go figure out why it's not broadcasting. All shirts, hoodies, everything. Use code DUM10. There are some amazing clothes over there. Coffee cups, coffee, All good stuff. Documents of Freedom, we saw that earlier. Just head on over to thedumshow.com and do that. You can also join the Dumb Club. Dumb Club is available right now for everybody, and you guys can take a look. Our first Saturday conference is everybody coming together for about an hour on Saturday the 27th at noon, and we'll be able to talk to Olivia and myself and anyone else who shows up.
Okay.
Would love to have you
I
there.
can't be here. Sorry. We'll be in
That's okay.
Richmond for the rugby something. I don't know.
It's fine. Don't sweat it.
Yeah.
Amy, you get your 1 minute. Go ahead, go for it, and we'll go from there.
My 1 minute. It's great to be here. We weren't on Monday, right? You guys weren't on either, right? Monday was it a full moon Monday? It was a really bad day, I think, across the board for everyone. I've had a pretty terrible week, despite all the great things. I've had a lot of positive, amazing things happen this week, but I've had also a S full of garbage week. But being here just really cheers me up, and I love all of you guys, and it's just great to be here. I love seeing you. Liv, even though you're sick, you look beautiful with your pot pie. I love your family calendar in the background or whatever that is, the school menu. I'm not sure. I love it though.
That was the Stanley Cup playoff bracket sheets.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love seeing you guys. It's great to be here as always. Bad day.
By the way,
across the board for everyone.
I don't know why it wasn't working, but it's working now. Live show. You guys can chat and watch the entire show right on the website. Anyway, dumbshow.com if you haven't been there. We appreciate everything. Olivia says she loves everybody. She misses talking to you guys. I'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Should have a recorded show tomorrow, and obviously the news as well. And then Friday night, no, Olivia will not be here Thursday. She has baseball with my son, but I will be here. And then Friday night, I will be there as well. Analyzing, I take it you don't like Joe Rogan. What happened with Joe Rogan? He's making comments. Let me see. Hold on. I got it.
Oh, full moon last night. That makes sense. It's been a day. It's been a week.
Analyzing people comedy time. Joe Rogan is like 4'2", poor little guy. Joe Rogan is 5'8". Joe Rogan wears a size 2 shoe. His poor wife, get it? Oh, God, dude. Okay. See, comedy has to be funny. It's not mutually exclusive, right? You can't make yourself laugh. You've actually got to use comedy in situations where people will get what you're talking about. Joe Rogan, I don't care who you are. Joe Rogan has one of the strongest kicks in the world. Now, does that make him the best? No. But he's probably top 100 of the strongest strikers when it comes to his kick. And I think anyone in MMA will tell you that. Maybe not anymore, but he certainly was when he was in prime form. It sounds like, if I'm not mistaken, Analyzing People comedy tour or comedy time. Oh, shit. Tell me when we start. That you are projecting a little bit. It sounds like the Napoleonic syndrome is you, and you're projecting on Joe Rogan because he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, is extremely successful, has exceptional relationships, is super fucking smart, and it sounds like you've got a small dick. It's not judgment. Having a baby dick is a curse, and I'm sure it's hard. But you projecting that onto Joe Rogan, first of all, Joe Rogan doesn't even know you exist. And all the things that you're saying here in this vacuum mean nothing to anybody here, because I don't think I've ever even shown a Joe Rogan clip on my show. So I'm not sure what's supposed to be funny about it. I'm not sure what you're conveying, but we appreciate you nonetheless. You're more than welcome to come here and talk about Barry Manilow next time, or anyone else that you're infatuated with, to try to convey the funny stuff that isn't funny. Ames, are you going to be here Monday?
Yes, I'll be
Good.
here Monday. Yes.
We'll see it. We'll see you then. I hope you have a better day.
No, I blame Joe Biden.
Why don't you just blame Joe Rogan? This guy blames Joe Rogan for everything.
No, I blame Joe Biden for my misery right now, for everything. Honestly.
Is it taxes? Is it taxes?
No, it's not. It's literally like just an amalgamation of everything that could go wrong does go wrong. And then when you think you're like, oh, that's not that bad, then like something else just piles on and gets worse. And it's nothing that I can't handle. It's just a lot right now. It's just one of those weeks where like it's a lot of dog shit I got to climb through to get a breath of fresh air. So Wednesday.
Here's something that'll make, there's actually a person on Facebook who has admitted fault.
Oh,
YouTube. The internet. This is an amazing thing. He goes, yeah, you are correct. I'm a little jealous. I'm man enough to admit that. Everyone hates on people. You know what? First of all, that's huge of you to say that. That immediately earns my respect, whether you're serious or not. Amy looks up to him. Yeah, Amy's like 6 foot. So yeah, Amy doesn't look up to anybody. You're tall when you're in your heels.
When I'm in heels, for sure. Yeah. I'm
You're
5'8"
6 foot.
ish.
Bullshit-ish. No, you're not 5'8". I don't believe you. Those are lies. That's fake news.
Actually,
I've stood next
I
to
think
you.
I shrank at my last doctor's appointment. I was like 5'7"3/4", but I'm not owning that yet because
You are
it's
super
normal
tall.
for your age.
Olivia, do you believe in any way, shape, or form that Amy's 5'7"? Hold on.
And 3/4.
I think, I don't, you always seem exceptionally tall to me. Whatever. She's not looking up to Joe Rogan either way. But dude, I think that's important to say. I think it's important to say, but I don't hate on people. I hate on their actions. There's a very big difference. To say I don't hate people, there's people I absolutely hate. I'm not saying that. But especially on this show, I don't hate on people. Like Brian Krasenstein. I don't hate Brian Krasenstein and Ed Krasenstein. I think they're idiots. I think their actions make them incredibly stupid, right?
I can say I hate their voices, right? I can't.
Yeah, but you don't hate them.
No,
I don't hate them. I honestly, I could probably have a conversation with Ed and Brian. I might want to just punch myself in the face repeatedly doing it, but no, I don't hate people because of what they say. I just believe this. I don't expect people, I don't blame people for their shortcomings, but I do expect them to be accountable for them. Does that make sense? So I'm with you, but you don't have to like Joe Rogan. He says some shit that's wonky. I'm not going to lie, but it doesn't mean I wouldn't like literally just love to be on a show and listen to him, because I think he's genuinely a very intelligent human being, or at least inquisitive. And that really is, you know, demonstrates intelligence, inquisitive people. E, don't go to bed yet when I want to talk to you. Joseph says, Matthew, do you have a platinum club? Well, I've got a gold club. Not platinum. No, sorry, no platinum. But if you want to give more, I'll make up a platinum club.
It's his OnlyFans page. That's his platinum.
Yeah, $150 a month, and I'll create a platinum club for you. I'm not going to add anything else to it, but I'll call it platinum for sure. Anyway, everyone have a wonderful day. Have a good life. Have a great life. Start today. If you're bummed out, things aren't good, find a way to get find a way to get happy. Right? And the only way you can do that, honestly, is accept your outcomes that you can control, and then try to change them, and just relax on the ones you can't. Worry does not help. Stressing out over it does not help. Go for a walk, get some air, get off Facebook, turn off the news, reconnect with somebody you haven't connected with in a long time, and just stop unfriending people. That's it. That's all I got. We'll see you tomorrow. Amy, we love you. Thanks for being on, kiddo.
Yeah. Love you guys. Bye. Gotta do my.
Bye.
I should have adopted that. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you can keep doing it. I think it's hilarious. Bye. See ya.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.